Hey, what's up, guys? I'm going to be finishing up a league here today. 1-0 in the league right now. I started it last night. The video is up on my Twitch channel. I am running a Grixis list, Storm. My main deck is the same as what it always is. 15 lands, 3 basics, 1 badlands. Particulars about the deck: 2 Past in Flames, 1 Petition, 1 Ad Nauseum, 2 Preordains. Everything else is pretty stock. Sideboard. A couple things going on the sideboard here. I have knocked down the 2 Chain of Vapors and 2 Hurkyl's Recalls to a Chain, an Echoing Truth, and a Hurkyl's. And my thought process is just shaving a spot. Echoing Truth kind of mimics both of those cards, so it's kind of an intermediate. So I have at least 1 of each, which are kind of like really good in particular matchups, and then the Echoing Truth is like in between. It's not as good, but it does the job, and I can shave a board spot that way. Still running 2 Abrade for artifacts and Leovolds. Fatal Pushes, just a versatile removal spell. Sudden Shock for Canonists, and everything else is pretty much the same. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. And if you have any questions about any of those, let me know. Yeah, so we're gonna get back into the league. 1-0 right now. Beat Sneak and Show. That video is up from last night, so take a look at it. And let's get to it. I tried to make my stream a little bit prettier for everybody, so hopefully it looks alright. Still a work in progress, though. It's kind of fun personalizing the look of everything. Got a camera up and running so you guys can see me when I'm playing. Make it happen. If you guys are in the chat, have any questions, feel free to fire away. If you just want to say hi, say hi. Appreciate you joining me. I'm probably going to stream for just a... Oh, what's up, Cyrus? Yeah, I'm not sure how long I'm going to be streaming for. I'm supposed to be heading out in a little over an hour, depending on when my friend gets here, so... hopefully get a couple. Hopefully we can finish out the league. You know, just turn one everybody right away. But we'll see. We'll see how this goes. We'll keep the list up here in between now and when we're waiting. Still on Grixis, I've been toying with a green splash. I'm like really close to committing to it, but not there yet. And the card that makes me want to do it is not only Abrupt Decay, but Sylvan Library, which is a card I'm surprised nobody else is playing right now. And with all the Hymn to Torox that are in the format, I think this card is actually really, really good. And that would be my incentive to play green more so than anything else. It was like the second best card to top, like for that slot when top was a thing. It just wasn't as good as top, so it didn't get played. But now that top's gone, I think there's a place for it, and I'm surprised nobody else is running it. This card is really good. Alright, first match. I don't know who this is. I don't know what they're on. We'll see. I'm going to be keeping my stats as well, so I'll be taking a moment at the beginning of every game and just writing things down. What they're playing, who I'm playing against, etc. Today is the 19th. And we won the die roll, which is great. So we will play first. We're definitely keeping this. This is really close to a turn one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, if we had empty, we could empty turn one. We don't have empty. So we're just going to hold it. Game plan, we're probably going to play out Tarn and brainstorm end of their turn and then try to kill. Hopefully hit a second land and like a probe off the Tarn. They kept their hand. It sounds pretty good. It's pretty resilient. I mean, we have, as long as we don't get like Cabal Therapy for Dark Ritual, we're doing pretty good. So let's see what we're playing against. As long as we hit a land, we have a turn 2, depending on what they're playing and what they have in hand. Delver. That's fine. I'm going to fetch non-basic. I mean, my hope is just that I kill him this turn, so we'll see. And Underground Sea. We're going to brainstorm end of turn, as I said. Okay. Second land is good. We're still not at a kill yet. Like another ritual, an LED, something like that would get us there. I'm going to leave with a Ponder. And I'm okay if they daze this. We have a Brainstorm on top. Alright, there's our ritual. Past in Flames is really good too. I think we're going to take Alright, let's try to do this next turn. Not really under that much pressure. We will not shuffle. My only concern is like if I ritual petition, they just have like a daze, we just get blown out. So I miscalculated a little bit. Let's see what Mr. Delver has to show. Brainstorm. Hoping we don't get wastelanded here. Okay with Brainstorm. That's 16. Just gonna cast Ponder. He chooses not to shuffle. Wasteland's kind of annoying. It's fine though. This gives us threshold on our ritual. I think he's got a daze. We're going to fire this off anyway though. Next card's a Brainstorm. Alright, so that's good. In therapy, we're going to name Force of Will. And I think this getting through means we win the game. Force, if I can type. Alright, take 2. Force of Will, he's got another Wasteland. Yeah, he's dead. Super dead. Alright, cool. Yeah, we were in trouble if he got another turn though. Okay, scooped. Thought I didn't hold control there. So that's Grixis. 0 win. It's a Pass and Flames kill. Tendrils, turn 3. Alright. So, with the way this board is configured, I think we actually have a better setup against Grixis. I like Fatal Pushes in the matchup. They buy us a lot of time. And I think they're really strong. I'm not 100% sold on Defense Grid, to be honest, in a matchup. Sometimes it's just like too clunky and slow. So I'm going to try this, and if I feel like I need Defense Grid, I'll bring it in game 3 on the play. And there's an argument to be made that like part of the reason we have Defense Grid is for Grixis Delver, but I don't know, it just hasn't overperformed in this matchup for me, so. Let's see. Yeah, I think forcing that would probably have been the correct move. Maybe he thought we were baiting him. He didn't know we didn't have another land, so I don't know. But definitely cost him. This is really close to a turn 1 kill. This is a turn 1 kill. You know, once again, depends what he has, but it's pretty good. If he has no interaction, we just win. We get a probe one time. Not for him, not for him, for us. Let's see. Are we getting therapy? That would be bad. We're getting therapy. Ugh. It's decent. Still not out of it though. Probe. You surgical me? Alright, so he has a surgical in hand. It's fine. Really don't care. I would actually like him to use his surgical right now. That would be great. There's a consideration to drop the LED right now. I don't know if you'd have anything that would. I know he's got a surgical. You can always like therapy. I think I'm going to play the LED now. It'll affect our storm count, but I think it's a card we want in play. If he runs like Call Against Command or like EE, like we'll get punished, but I think it's worth it. It was a little more of a thinking game. Last game was easy. Yeah, the hand was great. Still fine. Still a lot of potential here. Now obviously we're thinking he has some interaction in his hand. He didn't shuffle. Delver, 4 cards. There's always the temptation for them to like flashback Delver 2 to knock something out of our hand, but he's not. Brainstorm is good. I'm actually going to save it though. So I'm going to play my Badlands and just pass the turn. Patience is a virtue. And if we don't get Wastelanded in a turn, I'll probably fetch basic. Maybe non-basic. If we don't get Wastelanded, I'm going to fetch non-basic. Oh, you got a Power Blast, never mind. Hopefully he taps it. Alright, that's a pain in the ass. Deathrite is a good card. We know 1 card in his hand. Power Blast. Okay, that's fine. I think we know 2 cards. I think he has a surgical as well. Probably should take Dark Ritual. Yeah. Kind of okay with that trade. Might have been a mistake. Maybe I should have fetched Upkeep when he revealed the Power Blast. I just clicked through it and Brainstorm there, but too late. Still have some time here. So I think his hand is Surgical, Pyroblast, X. Keeps pausing during our draw step. Cabal Ritual is good. I really love our second land right about now. Yeah, Deathrite. Deathrite's always good against us, especially when I have Past in Flames in hand, so But yeah, I guess he's leaning on the surgical. Alright, we need some lands, maybe another cantrip. We're still banking on him having Pyroblast Surgical in hand. Yeah, I mean he might have Click. It's not typical. I think we'd prefer Click, maybe. That could be good. Like if he doesn't have Surgical, that's really good, and we can just go for it. And if he does have Surgical, we just get yeah, we just get murdered. 5/2 knocks out our Cabal Rituals, and we just lose. Unless we hit like double Dark Ritual. Alright, we'll pass again. Still have a little bit of time. Yeah, TNA, I love when they play TNN against me. Slowest card ever. Such a fair card. An unfair fair card. I think I might brainstorm end of turn. I feel like I'm coming to a point where I need to make a move and open up six. Yeah, I'm gonna try to brainstorm. He's got a Pyroblast. I think I have to go non-basic. Just hope he doesn't have another Wasteland, which he's holding. I mean, but if he does, then we might be alright still. Okay, that's good. That's great. So there's that Surgical we thought he had. We might be able to win here, unless he's got like another Surgical or something. I think we saw a Snapcaster game 1 too, so we might be able to snap. Snap Surgical. Probe? Yeah, LEDs for days. I think I go for it. Yeah, another Surgical. Oof. Okay. Surgical away. 10, 5, 5, 3. Yeah, we're 1 mana short of being able to like empty or something. I could try to brainstorm into something, and this might be my opportunity to do so. I'm just trying to think what I hit if I brainstorm. He's got 1 card in hand. I think we... What the hell is he doing? Getting like bolted or something? Alright, I think I'll wait 1 more turn. Would love to hit another land. We have no rituals left in the deck. Down to 7. So what you got, bro? He's got a land. Does he have Force of Will in hand? He's trying to work his way up to like a natural Force of Will. I'm not sure why he's fetching. I'm not sure what he could have here. Unless it is like a click. Land is good. That's what we wanted. I think I go for it here. And we're going to preserve our LEDs until I need to crack them. So this puts us on a 2-turn clock if I crack the Tarn, when I crack the Tarn. 1, 2, 3. So we can empty putting 8 goblins in play. Or we can try to go for something else. Hmm. 10, 5. It's tricky. I don't really have much in terms of mana left in the deck. I mean, I can just like empty and then hope to hit like a fatal push, which is a little sketchy. Alright, let's start here. Five. One black, one black. I'm gonna do it this way. So tricky. I mean, I can brainstorm and hope to hit like pedal. I don't know where that gets me though. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Empties for 8. I think that's my out. I think that's how I win. Brainstorm, like, best hit is a pedal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which puts him down to 1. And doesn't get there for us. Yeah, so I think I just have to empty and then just hope to draw into fatal push. I think that's my out. So we'll go black. Oh shit, I don't even have the mana, never mind. Oh, that's brutal. I forgot about that. Alright, so I basically just have to keep myself alive then. That sucks. I completely forgot about that. There's all my probes when I don't need them. I mean, I can take a hit down to 3. I'd rather be at 6 though. I haven't really had that come up with Dark Petition where I haven't had Threshold. I think I'm just going to push the Delver now. I should have done it during my turn, just in case he has like Daze, but... I mean... Alright, so we bought ourselves some time, potentially. I think he's got Force of Will in hand. That's my prediction. I just gotta see. Alright. good shape. So he's got C and X. Can always just like natural tendrils him as well. I think that's all the lands in his deck, all the basics, or all the mana producing lands. Just gonna pass. This gives us an opportunity for like a brainstorm into LED, probe, crack the LED and do something with it. So that's kind of our line that we're hoping to set up. We haven't hit any tutors yet either. A third land wouldn't be bad. It's fine. Pass. Wonder if he has more land in his hand. Some more nonsense. Ponder is good for him. It's a good card. He's got like a red blast or something. Probably just lose. Alright, I'll play Tarn and we'll pass. We're gonna hope to fade something. Empty can still potentially get there. This is turn 11. I feel like he's got to have some sort of counter magic at this point. I'm gonna lead with Ponder, which isn't typical, but once again with the line in mind of probe into something. And a shuffle. Not terrible. So if he like Force of Wills us, which is a real possibility. Okay. So we still have an out. Probe into tendrils, probe into empty. If he counters this, we lose, but okay. That's great. Wow. Wow. Sorry, buddy. Still got outs. He's not happy. Alright, he's brainstorming. I mean, he has a lot of things that get him there. Brainstorm sucks. We're good. Another Brainstorm. We're going one deeper. So he didn't find an answer. He still got Daze in his hand. Is his last card down a Force of Will or a Flusterstorm? Or Stifle? Or a Lightning Bolt? He said he found it. Whatever it is. Let's see. Flusterstorm. Alright, it's GG. It was kind of crazy though. It was an interesting sequence. Alright, game 3. I think our board plan is fine. I think his hand lined up really well against ours, but we still almost beat him. So we'll keep what we've got going here. It was a crazy game. If you guys are watching and have any questions, anyone in the chat, feel free to fire away. I appreciate you guys watching. We're 1-0 in this league right now. This is my first match on stream. I streamed very, very briefly last night, no commentary, and we beat Sneak and Show 2-0. So let's see if we can start the league off 2-0. This is lovely. I like this. We're going to try to go for 6 goblins. And then we have a Fatal Push to knock out a creature, and a Duress to take his hand off something. We'll see if this gets here. I kind of like it though. If it has 8 goblins, I'd feel a little better, but this is still fine. So that's his best possible creature, but we got answers. He doesn't have Force of Will, otherwise he would have forced something out of our hand. So we're going to lead with a Fatal Push. Push him. Attack. Then I'm going to Duress after this. And he's F6'd us at this point. And Underground. Duress. Alright, so his hand is pretty good against ours. Sort of. Peasy is good, but not great. Now that he doesn't have his probe. Let's see if we get there. 6 goblins to the house. I think he's got to take 6 here. I think Peasy is his road to victory. So if we draw like Tutor. Tutor would be great. Let's see what he does. I'd be happy if he blocked. Nope. Delver, Ponder. So that's pretty good for him. It's a lot of rituals. Alright, we'll see. We might not get there. It's going to be close. Depending on how many tokens he can make. Another one. Alright, that's not good. was a really good draw for him. So I think he's going to take 3 here. He did not shuffle, so that means he's got spells on top. Hopefully not a therapy. He blocks 2, takes 4. Alright. Wasteland is fine. Wasteland is fine. We still got Delver. It's bad. We know our next card. If he draws Therapy, we probably just lose. Stay attacking. Just gonna bolt one. Okay, so he's gonna block all my tokens now. He's got Delver and something else. So we need to hit like runner. We need land and tutor. And for him not to have interaction. Playing a Delver. And a 9. If he has a spell, we just lose, I think. Third one. Delver. Should probably just game. Unless you draw a Brainstorm. Brainstorms are out. Tarn. So he doesn't know his top card. We'll see. Yep, you got there. Alright, we lost. It was close. This hand lined up well against what we were doing. The next turn we would have gotten there. Oh well. I don't think we saw an Infernal Tutor at all in 3 games. Which is kind of crazy. There's a consideration that game to hold my empty for turn 2. Try to get a little more value out of it, but I don't think it would have made a difference that game. Alright. Anything you guys would have done differently? Any moves that I made that were questionable? Spudding. I have no idea who this is. keep track of my stats. That's what I'm doing right now. At the beginning of every match and in between games, I'll be doing that very briefly. We won the die roll, so we'll play. This hand is fine. It's not stellar, but it will do the job. That's what Brainstorm is for. I should have played Delta. That was a mistake. It's fine though. You might think Sneak and Show or Stoneblade or Miracles as a result of us playing that. Chalice. Chalice on 1. We'll Brainstorm. Now we play on hard mode. Alright, everything's a 1. So in between now and us actually being capable of doing anything, I could play out a Petal. The chances we win this game aren't great. So I'm going to give the impression that we're playing like Sneak and Show. So he boards as such. So I'm going to fetch my second basic island. Try to just throw him off his game a little bit. And if he plays a Thought-Knot Seer, I might just scoop it. Playing a Petal, so he's on like Big Red. Blood Moon, Blood Moon. I feel like this deck is just so bad. I'm not impressed. Yeah, turn 1 Chalice beats me, but it feels super inconsistent. Very cool, another probe. We need like an LED. LED buys us ad nauseum. Hornfoil? If they play that. So like I said, I'm trying to give the impression that we're Sneak and Show right now. I don't want to tip him off to too much information for boarding. 5 mana. Alright, so he's playing this version. He was hesitating on that. I guess because he thinks we have a counter in hand. And he also might think we have a fatty in hand. Well, I guess that doesn't matter. Inferno Titan's fine. Still not out of it. He's at 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if we draw an LED, I think we just win. I think we'll be able to get enough Storm to just win the game. And he might not have another fatty. Alright, that's good. So I can pass the turn and hope he doesn't have anything. He might have like another Inferno Titan. I think I just go for it and hope to get really lucky. Let's see. Six life. What can we do? Let me go for an LED, and if I hit an LED, I just stop. Alright, we're dead. See what the next card was. Petal. Alright, no LEDs. Okay. Mono red sneak, we're bringing our artifact stuff. Sometimes they have Through the Breach. It's consideration for Flusterstorm. I don't know that we want anything else. That's fine. I think we can cut a land. We want to be fast, so that's our fast package here. I think I cut therapies as well, so I might be able to bring something else back in. Could bring in empty. You know, it doesn't seem great. I think I'll just keep in the second pass in flames. Alright, we're going to be on play. This hand isn't great, but it has potential, it has interaction. I'm going to keep it. Hope he mulligans. This is like borderline, but I think it's on the side of keeping. We have a basic and 2 Lotus Petals, so if they like turn one Blood Moons us or something, we're fine with it. We have the most relevant basic, which is an island. Roll to 6. Keep 6, puts a card on the bottom. Alright, let's see what he's working with. Seems pretty bad. I'm going to Durus him now just in case he does draw like a Chalice, so he can get the Through the Breach out of his hand. That's good. Really don't want bad lands in play. Alright, we're going to hold off one turn. We might get punished, we'll see. Hopefully not. Alright, we're in the clear. Unless they play like Warping Whale, then we're in trouble. Brainstorm, let's not get locked, and we're locked. That's bad. That's annoying. Alright, so he's gonna have some time. Singing Spirit Guide. I'm gonna play out a Petal just in case he chalices. I guess if he chalices 0, we don't care. So we can just Hercules it. Alright. Brainstorm was really bad. I feel like really close to Natural Storm though. If we draw into like a Tendrils. Mountain. Feels like Surgical, I would be so happy. Please Surgical me. That pause makes me think that's a real possibility. Him having Surgical. We getting sneak attacks? Transfer Spine-ish, not. Because we can't cast anything now. That's annoying. Didn't really play around that, I should have. Alright, we drew our 19th Petal. It's guaranteed the next card down is a fetch land. City of Traders we knew about. Drew the sneak attack. Alright, so we die. Alright, uneventful. I misplayed a little bit, but I don't know if it would have made a difference. Here's our fetch land. Still haven't seen an Infernal Tutor. Alright. See if we can make a comeback in this league and win the next two. Wasn't particularly fun though. If you guys have any questions, fire away. Please feel free to ask. I'll pull up my list here. Running my pretty standard list. That is not my list. Significant changes if you follow what I play. I've gone down from 2 Chain of Vapors and 2 Hurkles. I kind of meshed one of each of those cards into an Echoing Truth, and then with the thought process of going up to, or making room for an extra card, which I've decided to do a Fatal Push right now. Might be better to have a second Sudden Shock, maybe a second Defense Grid. Could go a different way with it as well. Just have like Knight's Whisper or something like that, which I've thought about. I have started toying around with green a little bit more. My green list, the reason I want to run green is Sylvan Library. I think it's really good right now. I think there's a lot of discard, and I think that card is great. So that's the consideration run green. If like these Grixis and 4-color hymn decks are as popular as they are and continue to be, that might be the move. So just don't tell anybody. So now we wait. We are 1-2 in this league, 0-2 today. We'll probably finish out the league, and then that will be it. If I lose this next match, I'll drop and I'll start a new league. But we're not going to lose, so. Not sure how to make this bigger here. The Shrek 82. Hand is great. Don't know who that is. But we will keep. We finally have tutors in our hand. We're on the draw. Alright, so we're thinking a couple of things. Could be some sort of like Maverick or Loam build, or it could be Infect. It could be lands. I think we're okay with most of those, as long as we don't get Thaliad on turn 2. But we will play a Delta and pass. Could try to just like kill turn 1 by like Petal, Brainstorm. I don't think the odds are in our favor though, so I'm not going to. I just hope we don't get Thaliad. Even if we do get Thaliad, it's not game over. Alright, so Maverick, Loam, Aggro Loam, which I think is a tough matchup. Hopefully it's a Knight. I don't mind a Knight. Liliana is kind of annoying. Probably just discard a land if it's Liliana. That I am more than okay with. That's fine by me. I think there's a consideration to fetch. It's got 3 cards. I want to fetch non-basic. I'm going to fetch for a basic island. I'll draw a card. Another Brainstorm. I'm going to leave with a Brainstorm. Alright, we're really close to killing here. Part of me that kind of wants the lands to stay on top. I don't know if I want to fetch or if I just want to preserve my life total. It's probably right to fetch though, because we have an Infertile Tutor, possible kill as well. I don't know who just followed, but thank you for following. The alert didn't show up on my screen here. It should show up, but it didn't. Alright, Tireless Tracker we're okay with. He's got Therapy on top. Hopefully we're not getting therapied. We're going to Brainstorm end of turn. This does one of two things. Either it gets us in a position where we can just kill, or it sets up the top of our library for ad nauseum, potentially. Petal, Petal. Alright, let's see. Whoever just followed, thank you for following. I have to fix that. I don't know why it's not showing up on my screen, but it should be. I appreciate it. Another follow. Thank you for following. think I'll keep Badlands on top. I don't think I'm going to fetch. We're going to go for an ad nauseam here. We have 2 petals in hand, which is great. We have tutors in hand, which is great. So we just need to hit like a ritual and a ritual and an LED. Pip is fine. Ritual is good. We get an LED. LED just wins. There's an LED. Alright, we got there. We'll go a little farther. Tarn, Island, Swamp, another LED, another Pip. We'll stop there. Alright, storm count is 6, 7, 8, 9, tutor. Alright, he's scooped. What's up, Ethereum? Ethereum. Welcome to the team. Deck is great. Practices everything. Just get used to the numbers, get used to your lines, and success will follow. And so I'm not exactly sure if he's on like Maverick or Loam. He's playing Mox Diamond, which Maverick doesn't really play, but he's also playing a bunch of other stuff that I wouldn't expect. I'll bring this stuff in. I think I want a Braids. Maybe Echoing Truth as well. If I'm playing against aggro Loam, I generally board a lot. I think it's a tough matchup. So I board with that in mind. They're going to hate out our graveyard a little bit. Excuse me. They usually have Ley Line of the Void, Bazooka Bog, so stuff to keep in mind. I can't see who followed, but thank you for the follow. I really appreciate it. We're going to board out a Ritual. I think Duresses. I don't know if boarding out Duresses. Like if he has Green Sun, which we're assuming he has, Duress is really good. Kind of want Sudden Shock too. Boarding a lot in against him. We're kind of fighting him like on board versus in hand, which probably isn't as good. Well, it's definitely not as good. It's a little more reactive than proactive, but I think we have enough stuff to do that. Boarding a lot in here. We have 7 removal spells. We're not slowing ourselves down that much. Empty is a consideration. I don't love it in this matchup. I think I'm just going to go with this. I've never been a huge fan of Dark Petition. Okay, this hand is out of control. Dark Petition, you know, a lot of people say like it's only 2 mana to cast it because you get the 3 mana back after it resolves, but you know, it's a 5 mana spell. You have to invest a lot into it. It's bad. It's not bad, but it's not great with ad nauseum. So I don't know. I've never really loved the card. I prefer 2 Passing Flames, which I actually think is really good right now. With how grindy the metagame has become, with how much discard is in the metagame, I think 2 Passing Flames is just correct over 2 Dark Petitions or Grim Tutors or whatever your preference is. This is likely a turn 1 kill, assuming our deck cooperates to a degree. I can probe. I mean, he could be playing something crazy like Mindbreak Trap. Alright, we'll do it. We're not going to fetch though. Alright, so he's got surgical. So that's something we kind of have to play around a little bit for our rituals. It's good we got a 2 out of our deck too, so that's kind of like we broke even there and got some information. Two Piff, 2 Dark Petition, and Goblin's Mane. I'm hoping you're not running Ad Nauseam along with all of that. So that's a lot. I'm going to Ad Nauseam. I'm just going to crack 1 LED for black. And if he wants to surgical, you can surgical our rituals. We really don't need him at this point. If he surgicals, it adds 2 to our storm count, so that's 7, 8. Tutor would be 9, and then we would just kill him. So that would be fine. Okay. Ad Nauseam is in the sign. I think that's perfectly fine. It's not great. Let's see. That's good. 6, 7, 8. 9. 7. Alright, we need like 1 more ritual or a pedal. Pedal would be great. Tutor is not great. Tutor's fine. I think I'll go 1 more. So what we can do is we can probe ritual. So that's 7, 8, 9 is tutor. So I guess we don't need to go any farther then. No, well, it depends. It depends if he surgicals us. That's 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so it doesn't matter. So we should have it from here. We'll just stop there. Okay. Yeah, Brainstorm show list was fine. Let me just make sure. Alright, now we're gonna, yes, that's right. Not my personal preference, that list, but it was fine. So if he surgicals us, he loses, and if he doesn't surgical us, he just loses. So it really doesn't matter from here. 6. We'll tutor. And good game. Yeah, Brainstorm show list, it was like they really were making a very concerted effort to stay 2 colors, just black, blue, which I appreciate. I like the streamlined aspect of that. I just think we need answers to certain cards that black and blue don't offer, which is why I run Sudden Shock, which is why I run a Braid. But the rest of their board is, I think, pretty similar in terms of their philosophy. I don't think they run these cards, but these are personal preference more so than necessity. We are up to 1 and 2 here today. 2 and 2 in the league. Game 1 in the league I started last night. It should be on my page. You guys can watch that. It was a silent stream. I didn't narrate, but it was actually a really interesting game. It was against or match against Sneak and Show. So you guys should check that out if you get a chance. That was 2-0 against, we're going to call it Maverick. I'm just keeping track. I keep track of my stats so I know how my lists are doing, what's better. Game 2 was on the draw. That was a turn 1 kill via Ad Nauseam. So part of the reason I don't run empty main is because I was running it for a while, and those lists that I was running it with were not performing better, and I actually wasn't using empty the warrens as much as what I thought I would, and I wanted to. I wanted it to be good, but it just didn't pan out the way I thought it did. So based on the statistics, I just stopped running empty the warrens main. It just was being underutilized. I can tell you, I have, like I said, I have all my statistics. You can check them out. Bryant Cook wrote an article comparing test to ant. The ant statistic he used are my statistics. My match win percentage is kind of in this like 61.5%, 62%. The amount of times I empty, let's see if I can find that. There's so many statistics, it's crazy. Can't see who followed, but thank you very much for the follow. I'm still working out some kinks technologically here. Empty the warrens, I empty 14% of games, which is not a ton. And ad nauseum is 15%, but it actually gets boarded out on a lot of matchups. The place you can look at the comparison is theepicstorm.com. It's a slightly different list. The Epic Storm is TES. If you're familiar with Legacy, you probably have seen the deck or have heard of the deck before. Definitely check it out. It's a great resource. The site's great. Bryant is a good guy. There's a lot of information on there. So you can look at my spreadsheet, all of my statistics, all of Bryant's statistics. He only has about 600 more matches than I do since the banning of top. That's it. But it's a good resource. And you can also look, you can download the spreadsheet too. If you are an ant player, I highly recommend it. It's a good way to see the success of your list. Thank you for following. Whoever it is, I can't see, but thank you. I appreciate it. So this is going to be our last match of the day. Unfortunately, I have to head out shortly as I make a mess here. But I really do appreciate everybody joining. I appreciate the follows, and I'm going to try to stream. I do try to stream as much as I can, but I'm going to try to do it even a little bit more, maybe at nighttime or something like that when I get home from work. For you guys, and I actually gain a lot from it too, being able to rewatch my matches, and you know, you learn from it. It's a good experience. I encourage anybody who doesn't stream, you know, to pick it up, even if you're not super proficient with the decks that you're playing with. It's a good way to get some feedback and to be able to critique yourself, watching yourself on video, and you know, reassessing the lines and the moves that you make. So I tried to snazzy up my my stream a little bit. I just did the new layout here. I think it looks alright. Still needs some work though. But hopefully you guys are enjoying maybe a little more of a personal experience, me being able to interact with you while you can see me, and you know, my semi-artistic touch I put on the layout here. My attempt. Viewers alerts. We're still waiting on an opponent. I'll pull up my list here. There's our opponent's hand last game. No. Queue has been lengthy. How about them Red Sox? You see that hat here. Red Sox are they're doing well. I live in New Jersey, so just by default I'm a Yankee fan, but I think this is the person we just played, if I am correct. which is unfortunate. Yeah, same guy. So probably on the same thing. We won the die roll, which is great. Hand is good. We will keep it. And our game plan is turn 2 ad nauseum. So we're going to brainstorm end of turn, and we're probably going to brainstorm again during our turn if we don't hit it at that point. But we just need a second land to be able to ad nauseum. So we are on the play. We are not mulliganing. Alright, he mulliganed to 6. He kept and put a card on the bottom. We'll pass. He might be playing Chalice, I don't know. So if he has Chalice, he might be in trouble. Maybe I should have played Paddle Out. Let's see. We didn't really see too much of his deck, so I'm not 100% sure. Value, he's paying costs. Veteran Explorer. Is he playing Nic Fit? I guess that would make a little more sense, even though we did see I'm gonna put 2 1s on top. And this is great because we haven't hit a land drop, we're still gonna be able to ad nauseum, so we should have plenty of mana. This guy probably hates the card ad nauseum at this point. I should have left a black and pool. I didn't. I mean, we're likely going to hit it. We're going to play a land drop, so we should be fine, but that's what I should have done. Alright, so Ritual, that's pretty much it right there. See if we can hit another Ritual. We hit Past in Flames, so that is game. And I'll walk everybody through the line with Past in Flames and why I think 2 is so good. Alright, we can stop there. We don't need to show them anything else. So, if he lets us. Underground. So the line is when we have, you can see it, but when we have Lion's Eye Diamond, Cabal Ritual, Dark Ritual, any sort of ritual in hand, and Infernal Tutor, along with Past in Flames, when we crack the LED, we should have 3 red and 1 black floating. You can get a Cabal Ritual. You can Cabal Ritual, which puts you up to 7 mana. You flash back Past in Flames, leaves you with 2 mana. You should have 2 rituals in your graveyard, so you can ritual up to 5, ritual up to 7, and then tutor, and then you have Tendrils of Agony from there. So Past in Flames in the hand is great. You just have to make sure you have Threshold on the way in and on the way back for the second ritual that you cast. So we're going to board the same way. I think that's a fine board plan. Another consideration is like a Chain of Vapor. I'm not going to bring that in. Actually, he's on Nic Fit, so we don't think he's running Chalice. He might not be running Mom either, so I might not need Sudden Shock. I might not even need a Braids. Actually, I'm going to be a little more conservative this time around. I'm going to pull those. He's running Surgical. I'm going to keep Petition in this time. Still going to cut a Ritual. I don't know if I want Sudden Shock. I'm going to cut Duresses again. That puts us at 60 there. We're a little leaner with our board plan this time around. 1, 2. I still don't love Petition. I don't love Empty in this matchup either. Usually if it's Nic Fit, they'll have, what the hell is that card? Pernicious Deed, which wipes out our goblins. So I'd rather just make them leave that in and not actually play anything that's relevant with regards to that. I don't know. Like, the cards we're scared of are Thalia, Gaddock Teague, Canonist. And we have 5 answers to those cards. 4 to Teague. What do you guys think? Do we bring in another removal spell? Got 28 seconds here. Do I bring in a chain? Do I bring in a braid? Y or N? Yes or no? 12, 11, 10. Alright, we'll keep it. Running out of time here. We'll give it a try. A little leaner this time around. Ad nauseum gets a little bit worse with Massacre and what do you call it? Probably should have cut a land actually, to be honest, and kept in this the last Cabal ritual. This hand is bad. It has a little bit of interaction, but it doesn't actually do anything. I'd rather have a cantrip in hand. This is horrendous. Ugh. Alright, this is fine. Thank you for the follow. Russ Kevin, I appreciate it. We'll keep Tutor on top. This hand has potential. And we'd almost like, if he therapies us, or like Veteran Explorer then therapies, it might not be a terrible thing. I think here he takes Dark Ritual. 2 mulligans this game. I'm gonna draw 2 mulligans. And typically I will not mulligan below 5 cards. I just think we lose so much each successive time we mulligan with this deck. With this scry rule, a lot of times I'll just keep 5. Even if it's atrocious. That was a very odd take there. I'm not sure why he took Ponder, but I'm okay with that. Alright, we're going to probe first. Not necessarily because we're going to get anything, but because I kind of want to get a second land before I fetch. Glimmer Post. It's really weird. He can't cast his Teague yet. Could potentially be good. Potentially not, though. If he therapies us, that's really bad. Put 1 on the bottom, 1 on the top. He'll pass. We are likely losing 2/3 of our hand here. Half of our hand. Hopefully he tries to like guess something and misses. Or just guesses Infernal. I'd be fine with that. It's actually, I think we're okay either way. Depending on what I draw, I'm probably going to Infernal for a Past in Flames. It's so weird, Glimmer Post. You could also tutor for a removal spell. That doesn't really do anything. That's a bad draw. It's very bad, especially because he has therapy in his graveyard. Aaron Judge. It looks slightly different. Yeah, that's good. Good for him, bad for us. might not be winning this one. It's actually not bad. Take it. When I stream, or not when I stream, but when I play on Moto, for whatever reason, I make like hand motions passing the turn. So if you see me doing that, anything with my hands, just like habit. I don't know why I do it, but I do. It's a quirk. Dude, play your Gaddock Teague. I would love if you flashback a therapy right now too. That'd be great. It's not bad. Alright, so here comes Teague. Okay, so we have an out here. Our out is if we draw LED. I think that gets us there. Anthony1434, thank you very much for following. Greatly appreciate it. So we're going to play to our out here. So we push Teague, end of turn. We draw LED, we crack LED, flashback, pass in flames, probe, try to hit a land. We hit a land, we can ritual, tutor, get an LED, crack LED, that'll put us up to 6 mana, tutor, and kill him. I think that's enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it puts us at 9 exactly. So that's what we're going to try to do. LED for the win as long as he doesn't have a, what do you call it? A Dark Ritual, I guess, does the same thing as well. As long as he doesn't have a Surgical. That is not what we were looking for, but we'll take it. It's fine. Looks like I'm going to be streaming a little bit longer. I was supposed to have a friend that was coming here, and we're going to go into Philadelphia, and there was a little bit of a miscommunication, so he's not going to be here soon. So we'll play a couple more games. Green Sun for 1. Okay. What are we green sunning for? This is potentially really good for us. This is also potentially an out. 2 black. What does he have in his hands? A tracker? If he casts tracker, like, we're in great shape. He might not think that we have a shot. Yes, we get 2 basics. Love having 3 basics in this deck. That's not great. That might be our out the window. Hopefully he plays tracker. Doesn't eat it. Tracker. And we still have Ad Nauseam as well, which is an out. Alright, he ate it. Can't really see what the name is. Ardenorme, 425, thank you very much for the follow. Greatly appreciated. Somebody else. Demon99804, thank you very much for the follow. Really appreciate it. For you guys that weren't here earlier, I'm going to try to stream more. I just tried to make my my layout a little prettier for everybody. So hopefully we can make it happen. Where was that last turn? Kind of want to incentivize him to therapy me, to flashback, dump in one of his creatures. So I'm going to keep this in hand. And if he double therapies me, sacking 2 creatures, like I'm fine with that. For an LED. I have plenty of land at this point. Jeff, I think it was Jeff19, thank you very much for the follow. I have to figure out how to make this thing pop up on here. It's not working particularly well. We know he has a tracker in hand. Not sure why that's not going away. Ad nauseum is our best draw from here. We're like 6 cantrips into a tendrils. Crop rotation. What is this guy doing? Why won't you close? Is it another crop rotation? Okay. Alright, so we lose. That's fine. I don't think we got outplayed. I don't think there's really much we could have done about that. We mulled to 5, so you know, to even be in the game at 5, I think that's pretty good. We are going to be on the play game 3. I didn't see any white lands, so maybe we'll pull Massacre. I think we're going to pull a basic as well. To empty or not to empty, that is the question. Maybe empty is good. We didn't really see any board wipes. We'll try empty this game. Switch things up a little bit. I don't know if empty is the right place right now, but with this list, but we'll see. We'll play first. Alright. I think this hand is fine. I will keep it. And I'm just going to play a land and pass. The reason being is because he has so much discard in the deck. Might be wrong. We will see. Empty's probably not good in this matchup. Probably shouldn't have it in. Do I care? I don't know how much I care here, but I mean, it might just be right to let him. I think I just let him Thoughtseize me. I'm gonna let it happen. I think it's close. Petal might be right. Honestly, don't know what it. I mean, Cabal Ritual or Petal, I think are probably the two best cards. I'm short on mana, so maybe Preordain, maybe Brainstorm. I think there's an argument for any of these cards. Petal, that's fine. I think I'm gonna Brainstorm end of turn anyway. Tutor. Alright, we'll drop one of the tutors. Fetch a non-basic. Like a red-black Badlands. Might be incorrect. I'll top. I don't know if I want Ponder, but I'll keep it. It'll be worth it. If you like therapies me, names like Empty or something, we're happy about that. There's a Gaddock Teague, that's no good. Teague. There's Teague. Whatever. So Ponder is good with him having Teague. To help the land. I think I'm going to keep the Ponder again. I'm just going to try to kill the Teague. Fetch. Underground. Ponder again. Sue Young, thank you for following. I really appreciate it. I think I'm actually going to keep these. And we're looking for removal here. Like if we find removal, we're in pretty good shape. Depending on what he does. I mean, if he has more discard, he has more discard, but I mean, even with Passing Flames, I'm guessing he has some way to kind of knock out the graveyard at this point. Therapy doesn't really bother me. I don't really care. As he takes Cabal Ritual. Bardionis Allen, thank you very much for following. I really appreciate it. Taurusay 60, thank you very much for following. I don't understand why he has Glimmer Post in the deck. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what he's trying to do there. Forest. Therapying again. Infernal, that's fine. That's Stinnings? I can't see what the name is, but thank you very much for following. I really appreciate it. Gotta get this fixed so it shows up on here. So we have a consideration to make here. There's an LED on top. I kind of like LED, but it's not the greatest right now because we need an answer to T. So I can fetch first and then brainstorm, which we risk getting locked, or I can brainstorm first and then fetch. A lot of times I think I would fetch first, but I'm going to brainstorm first. Let's see what we get. He's got one card in hand. We don't know what it is. Alright, I'm going to dump Empty and Tarn. Play this. Fetch. I would butcher that name, I'm not even going to try. But thank you for the follow very much. What do we have for removal? We have 2 Fatal Push, Sudden Shock, Echoing Truth. Alright, I'm going to get another C. I'm going to pay for a Probe. Preserve our life total a little bit here. It's fine by us. And A-okay with the Deluge in his hand. Okay, we need to find removal. That's what we're looking for. He's got a lot of creatures in his deck, it's very dense, but... Mark RG, I don't know how to pronounce it, but thank you very much for following, I really appreciate it. This is game 3. We are 2-2 in the league right now. 1-2 since I started streaming today, and we are on the hunt for an answer to get a key. Brainstorm is good. It's a good start. Fatal Push. Alright, I think we get there. I believe, as long as he doesn't have like something for our graveyard, I think we're good. So I'm going to do it like this. I want to see what he has. I want to cast an extra spell as well. Alright, so we should be good. So here's our line here. LED. LED. Camshafty, thank you very much for the follow. Alright, so we're going to tutor for Fatal Push. We're going to Fatal Push that ugly fella over there. We haven't hit a land drop, and we have... it's kind of sketchy. We might not hit it. But we'll have a Ponder or something else to use. Alright, so we'll try it like this. Black, that... Tutor, black, red. Alright, yeah, we could have used like that Cabal Ritual that was in our graveyard there that he discarded, but we will see. A little risky. We'll see if we get there. Probe. We have not hit a land drop, which is very relevant. Petal, I believe that gets us there. Alright, so we got it. It's all about being open-minded here. Now we put 14 drills into his face. Awesome. Happy with the way that turned out. So I think percentage-wise, it was right for us to make that move that turn. We could have waited another turn. We risked having him discard something. Finish this league out in the green, which is good. It's always a nice thing. Do you guys know how to make my viewers show up on the screen here? For whatever reason, it's not showing. Do I have to move it up? To make it top priority here. Let's see if that works. Hopefully that works. So I'll go through a quick rundown on my list so you guys have an idea of what I'm playing with. It's pretty standard for me, but I've been running for a while. For those that have been watching, sorry for going over it again, but I'll give everybody the rundown here. So it's a Grixis list. There is no green splash. I am running 3 basic lands, 2 basic islands, 1 swamp, and a Badlands, which isn't in everybody's list. 2 Past in Flames, which I think is especially good right now. Thanks for watching, Jeff. I'll see you next time. May the best team win. 2 Past in Flames, 1 Petition. 2 Past in Flames I think is especially good right now with how grindy the format is. And 2 Preordain are the only other things that are maybe a little off in terms of like flex spots. Sideboard, I've recently changed slightly, and we might change it for this next league a little bit as well. But I'm running 1 Chain of Vapor and 1 Hercules, which I used to be running 2 of each. I don't have any bots set up for deck lists. You can find my deck list on MTG, Top 8, or Goldfish, or whatever the sites they post the 5.0 list. It's pretty similar to what I've run in the past. I can post a link for you if you'd like me to. The Mayday, thank you very much for following. Okay, so my sideboard, back to that. Sorry about that. I was running 2 of each of these. I have switched to 1 and 1 with an Echoing Truth, which is kind of like a middle ground between both of those. It does the same thing kind of that both of them do, just like a little bit worse. So I'm able to free up a board slot by doing that, by kind of consolidating 2 cards into 1 card, which is why I did that. And in turn, what it's allowed me to do is play a second Fatal Push, which I like. I'm not 100% sure I want 2 of Braid. I kind of like the idea of having a second Sudden Shock. I kind of like Knight's Whisper as well. Just because there's so much discard running around, I want something to give me a little more grind. But those are all considerations. I also have been toying with a green splash. This list is a little weird. I think it's in the board right now, but it's not. Okay, so green splash, we're running a, the green dual lands. So only 2 basics in the deck, which is kind of what it was pre-top, before top got banned. Similar board plan. I'm actually going to consolidate these as well. I kind of like the idea of having extra flex spots. So we're going to do an Echoing Truth. And then the card that really draws me to green is the Sylvan Library. Because, once again, all the discard. I think this card is super good right now, and it's not being played enough. 2 Abrupt Decay, great against Canonist. It's your catch-all removal, which we don't have in the Grixis list. So, like enchantments, that might be troublesome. 3 or less casting costs. We don't have an answer unless it's like a bounce spell. And I'm going to bring in a second push here. So this is our green splash. I might start a league with this. I'm going to take a very quick break. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. And then if you guys want to put your opinions in terms of what I should run, whether you want me to run Green Splash or you want me to run back the same list that I just had without Green Splash, let me know. And I'll put the link before I run real quick for the deck list, the Grixis list. I think this list is maybe one card off, but it will be close. The main deck is exactly the same. The sideboard still has 2 Chain of Vapor and 2 Hercules. We're down to 1 and 1 with an Echoing Truth, and added a second Fatal Push. Otherwise, it's, I think, the same thing. Just about. So, I'm pasting the deck list now so you guys can see that. Alright, so let me know if you guys want to see the Green Splash. I'll be back in a second. More votes, that deck gets to go. Alright. Alright, so we're going to play Green Splash. I'm going to start this league. I'm not going to be able to finish it, but we'll get at least one game in, and then I'll try my best to get on tomorrow morning and maybe stream a little bit more so you guys can watch. I couldn't see the name in time, but thank you very much for following. I really appreciate it. I don't know what this is. Alright. So we'll get a league started with this, with the Green Splash. Yeah, so that list that I posted is slightly different, but same idea. There's a couple of cards different. There's 2 Fatal Pushes. We consolidated Chain, Echoing, and Hercules. And then there's a Sudden Shock as well instead of the second Empty the Warrens. But we're going to run green. We'll go from there. Thank you very much for the follow, Lenovix. I think I got that name. We are 2-2 on stream right now. We just finished that league, 3-2. And we're gonna see if we can go 4-2 here. Still figuring out how to use all this stuff associated with OBS, so I'm working on the layout a little bit, trying to make it more viewer friendly. I keep stats on all my matches. You can look at my stats. They're up to date. You can get them pretty much as I post them. If you go on Brian Cook's website, theepicstorm.com, and he made a post about comparing Ant and TES, or as I like to call it, TES. So if you want to get a look at what I'm doing here in terms of the statistics, it's a way to do it, and it's up to date. It's everything that I've done, even today, as you guys are watching me. Just putting the stats in from our last game here, and then we will start this new league. Hopefully we don't play against the same deck again. Weird Maverick Nic Fit build. Put my water. I think we're kind of like at a tipping point, whether or not we switch back to, as an Ant player, switch back to a green splash. Because of how grindy the format has become with all these 4-color check pile lists and Grixis control lists and things like that. I don't love the idea of losing one of my basics, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So my Grixis list is still performing pretty well, but I don't know. We might be approaching that time. Next big event I have is Eternal Extravaganza, which is about a month out, a little bit less than that. So I'm going to make up my mind which one I like better in between now and then. Spudding. We played Spudding earlier. I believe it was on Monored Sneak Attack, if I remember correctly. Yes. Apparently it's the same people today. So this is a medium matchup. I think they're favored. Says good luck, have fun, but I don't want you to do anything. I didn't see who just followed, but thank you very much for the follow. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves from earlier. We are on the play. If he has a Chalice, that just is brutal. If he has a Trinisphere, it's brutal. I mean, this hand has like turn 2. I think we have to mulligan this, unfortunately. Normally, not knowing what someone's playing, I would keep that, but because of what he's playing, I think I have to mulligan that. On the die roll, we are on the play. We did 1 mulligan. He's debating whether or not he wants to mulligan. We're keeping this hand. Hopefully, I mean, the scry is not going to really matter for the most part. We're going to Duress. Excuse me. We're going to Duress turn 1 regardless. So our scry is going to the bottom. Doesn't matter. I probably should have put it on the top just to like give him something extra to think about. I feel like turn 1 Blood Moons this or something. I'm just screwed, but alright. So I think we have a chance this game. We will see. I can't read that through here, but thank you very much for following. I really appreciate it. I'll try to figure out how to get this to pop up here in between now and then, or my next time streaming. Mountain pass. Alright, so I'm going to lead with a Duress again. And then I'll hold up Brainstorm for next turn. Doesn't really have much going on. It's got 4 cards. So you can play a sneak attack next turn if he draws one, but we still have a turn to do something from there. To develop. If he draws like a Trinisphere, you know, we just lose. It is what it is. Most likely. I've won through Trinisphere before, but it's not likely that we have a chance. City. It's pretty brutal. Let's see if we get locked. Basic is really good. I like both of my LEDs as well. Alright. So we're okay with that. We are getting rid of all that nonsense. That's a great draw. And I'm actually going to play out my LEDs, just in case he draws like a Chalice. I don't know if they play Ratchet Bomb or not, but I feel like I should have those in play, because my game plan just goes out the window if not. He's not doing anything. I'll be upset if we lose this game. The therapy is Grizzlebrand. I mean, I guess he can attack us with a Spirit Guide. I don't know. Grizzlebrand just loses the game though. So we'll see if he wants to beat us down with the Spirit Guide. It might have been right to take the Spirit Guide, I don't know. But Blood Moon is inconsequential right now. Alright. I think he should be casting his Spirit Guide. I think that's wrong. Alright. His turn. Now we draw go. Hopefully he doesn't draw a Trinisphere. I'm just gonna pass. And Trinisphere. Okay, Sneak Attack is really good for him. Lotus Petal is not good for us. See if he draws a fatty. A little scared. Spirit Guide? There he is. He's got 2 cards in hand. Live to see another day. Probe? Probe is fine. So we have a Tendrils for 8 right now. He's got 2 through the breach. We have Tendrils for 10. Doesn't really matter. Like, if we get anything that's relevant, Past in Flames, a tutor, we just win, so that sucks. Alright, maybe we should have tendrils them. This game is really disappointing. We were not getting there. Ponder. Jesus. It's pretty miserable. That feels bad. Alright, so bring in our artifact package here. I think that's it. So there's a part of me that like considers Empty the Warrens. I just don't know if it's good enough though. Take out a Past in Flames, a Petition, Therapies. I think that's it. And I feel like it's, I don't know, a game we shouldn't really lose, but it is what it is. So turn 3 Ad Nauseam with some interaction. It's not great, I'm going to keep it though. I'm going to play out, normally I'd play out Misty first, I'm going to play out Delta first so I can fetch basic Swamp if I need to. That's the more relevant land color in this, this mix here. If he plays a Chalice, that's fine, I don't really care. Turn 2 Abrupt Decay the Chalice, and then turn 3 Ad Nauseam. Play 0 moments. Lotus Petal. 2 Trinisphere. Yep. It's fine. So if he follows this up with like a Blood Moon, yeah, it's really bad for us, but otherwise I think we're okay. So we will see. Alright, no Blood Moon. Okay, we're fine with that. If we weren't playing Green Splash, that would be really bad, but we're okay with that. So enemy number 1 is Trinisphere, we need to get rid of that. And then we'll work on the Chalice. We might be dead though. We might just have Through the Breach. Kill us. Alright, that's fine. If we don't win this game, it's just sad. We get a basic. Just in case we do get Blood Moon at some point. Like if Ad Nauseam doesn't pan out. Give me 1 second, guys. Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's that park? That park?
In the cul-de-sac is fine.
I don't know where, but I like. I want to park by sunflower seeds.
Sunflowers? I don't know what you're talking about.
You got sunflower seeds on your property.
Oh, okay.
Let's go on the freaking street somewhere. Alright, I'm coming in.
Okay, I'll unlock the door.
Bye-bye.
Alright, guys, I'll be back in 1 second here. We'll finish this ad nauseam. Oh, sorry, bud. Alright. So we will repeat this, yes. Okay, Decay gets rid of the Chalice. Okay, that's good. So we draw like an LED. It's a preordained. Alright. I think I'm gonna stop here. Just because I don't want to die to the Spirit Guide. Or do I keep going? I don't know. It's tricky. Alright, I think we stop here.
Thanks for opening the door for me, dude.
What's up, man? So, that might have been a mistake, but we're gonna go with it. What to discard?
Wow. Who's called? Dukin? Oh.
No.
Dude, that's fucking totally normal.
What?
The entrance into your fucking house with overgrown bushes and shit.
Oh, I know, it's ridiculous.
And magic.
And magic.
Your daddy has no life. Your daddy has no life. How can you kill that which has no life? Can't be killed.
Alright. So we're gonna finish this out here. Yeah, I'll be done with this in a few minutes. This is gonna be our last game here. Alright. Swinging, we're down to 5. And we're not gonna abrupt decay end of turn. We're gonna hold that up. Alright. So we will leave with a ritual. We will decay the chalice. I don't think he really drew particularly well, but do we brainstorm, ponder? Let's start with a brainstorm. Alright, so we got there. Alright. Back in the win column here. I feel like our tutors have been scarce today. for whatever reason. Alright, so that's a turn 5 win. Turn 4 ad nauseum. We're saying is our win con. We're going to be on the draw game 3. Okay. This matchup feels really sketchy. I might bring an empty this game. Seems like it would have been good a couple of times. And him having red mana is relevant. Let me cut a preordain, bring in empty. See if that can get us there. Yeah, we'll try it. We'll see. A little experimentation. I don't know if it's worth it or not, but we'll try. Once again, if he has a chalice, this hand is just terrible. If he has a Trinisphere, it's terrible. If he has a Blood Moon, it's okay. On the draw, I'm actually going to try it. Might be wrong. We'll see. No chalice. That's really close. Alright, we're getting chaliced. Alright, maybe not. Trinisphere? Blood Moon. Okay, we're good with that. So his hand lines up pretty well against that. We will need a preordain. Bottom both of those. I'm going to top the pedal. And drop a bunch of these. So I do have empty in the deck now, so a consideration is to ponder now. And go from there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Empty for 16. If we hit a tutor. I think I'm actually going to try that. I think that's enough upside to give it a go. And we're shuffling those. Alright, let's see. Tutor. Alright, the longer this goes, the worse it gets for us, so I'm trying to finish this out. Trinisphere. Ugh. Alright, our hand actually lines up somewhat okay against Trinisphere. That's not good. We're going to have to get an answer to those quickly. Or an answer to the Trinisphere. Mountain. Lotus Petal. So he's trying to through the breach next turn, so we have to duress him. Basic Swamp off the top. Alright. Mateo Magic, thank you very much for the follow. Alright, he's got nothing, we got nothing. Let's see what happens. We need a way to answer the Trinisphere here. Right, he's got nothing. Frizzle, we knew about that. Decay doesn't do anything. or swamp. I think we're a dog here. I'm going to hold the Brainstorm for end of turn. You have the potential for a natural storm kill despite the fact that these cards are on the table. He drew another land. Brainstorm. Alright, we still don't have a black source, which sucks. Ugh. Yeah, we likely just lose now. Grizzle, he's going to draw 7. I don't know how we get out of this one. Pretty sure we lose. Sneak attack, World Spine. Number cool. Alright, we lose. GG's. So it's probably wrong to cast the Ponder with him having Blood Moon. We got greedy. Alright guys, I'm calling it there. I gotta head out. Thank you for joining, thank you for watching, thank you for subscribing, and I will catch you hopefully tomorrow. Good night everybody.